Hey YouTube, and welcome back to our 60-second Unity 3D tutorial. And so last tutorial what we made was, we made it so we could click the character moving forward, and then we're going to click next. So what we're going to do is work on that next button now. So first thing what we have to do really is to make it, make the script first. So we're going to duplicate the gender select, and we'll just call this one size select. So this will be the size one. And we'll just assign this to the main camera because that's all it needs to be on. There, boom. So you can open this script up. Well, first of all, we don't need any of the if statements, or the booleans I mean, or any of the mouse ups. And we don't need this either. So that's all we need. This one's going to be purely on GUI. So this one's going to be for the size of them, so the height and the weight. So we can mess around with it a little bit. Yeah, because that'd be cool. So first what we need to do is enable and disable the size script one, size select here. So if we go to the gender select one, open it up, where it says enable next script here, what we can do is pretty much enable the next script. So we're going to game object dot find main camera dot get component, that's it. And then size select with no bracket, no speech marks or anything on it, dot enabled equals true. And then we'll duplicate this line, make it equals false, and change it to gender select. So when we click that next button, it should disable this one, and then disable and enable the other one, which should work perfectly. Click. So that should have disabled it, but we can't tell as soon as we've already got the buttons on it. So if we change it to select your size, and we'll change this button to larger, and we'll make it equal 70 because it's large is a bigger word. And then instead of having it all the way over there, what we'll do is divide it by 2 and then increase it by 400. So we'll try that. So that should hopefully make it better. Set your size, and then in here we'll just make another label for select your height. So this one will be just for the default height. So divided by 2 minus 400, and then the y-axis will be that. So screen height divided by 2 plus, I think it's minus actually, minus 30 plus 40, and then in here we'll do the same, but we'll try plus 80. So hopefully that's smaller. So let's test that to see if it looks okay now. So we click next and it should disable it and add our new script. Boom. There we go. So that's quite good. So select your height, larger, smaller. So when we click it, it'll increase or decrease our characters here. Yeah. We also will need to delete that script off of the character when we move in. So let's have a look at where we need to move our camera to. So if we've got a camera here, let's click the camera. What we can do is we can move it down until we see the right position. So about there. I'm going to go for minus 20. So we can change this back to minus 50. So minus 20 it is. So what we need to do is in our size select, we'll just create a new function called start, and this is a default programmed function into Unity. It's whenever the script starts, it'll activate whatever in here. So we're going to do game object dot find main camera dot transform dot position dot x equals minus 20, and we'll duplicate this for y and z. So y and z should be 10 and minus 14. So 10 and minus 14. And we can copy this function and paste it into our gender select as well. So we've got, in case the camera is out of balance, just change it to 50. It should automatically align itself. And click play, select your gender, that one, next. Boom. So now I can select larger or higher, stuff like that. So let's go back to our size select and select your size, colon, I want a colon, right? 20 30, 70. So we just move them all up by 10. Try again. Be male this time. That'll do. So what we can do is size, we can increase the distance of it. Put that on height. There we go. So what we need to do now is when we click it, we need to pretty much move our character across to the proper place. So if we just select these three up here, in fact just the X, because that's all we really need to change, and paste it here, well, at the moment there's no real way to tell which character we've selected. We click it, yeah, it comes forwards, but we need a way to determine where it is. So what we can do is in here we can type GameObject.find, and we'll type male for this is male, so we'll have male. GameObject.find male dot name, so we're going to change its name to character. But then we're going to duplicate this and change it to female equals gender female. So the female one will equal female. Wait, that makes no sense. No, don't put it in there. Better idea. We don't have the gender telling us what gender we are anymore. We know how to do that. In here, before it disables the script, what we're going to do is create an if statement. If that's it, player attributes dot player gender equals, is it player gender? Yep. If it equals male, which it will do if we click the male one, then what we can do is GameObject.find gender male dot name equals character. So if we selected the male, it'll change its name to character. If it's female, then it'll change the female name female to character. So either way, it's going to change one of them to character. So if we put else if on it, like so, we now need it to move the character's position to the same as that. That character's position should be 20. There we go. So it moves the camera across. And this one will be -20 as well, but for this one we're going to put character. So change the character's position to -20, so it should be in the middle for us. And just before we try it, we're going to basically destroy the other character. So if the gender male's that one, we can just destroy the female one. So destroy GameObject.find female, 2. So after 2 seconds, destroy it. And in the male one, destroy male. So let's try it. There's no real way for me to show you this because it's a bit annoying, but yeah. So set your gender. Let's be a female. Next. Boom. So now you can play with a larger or smaller. It's destroyed the other object by now. So we've got a character. Select your size. We can choose our size now. Perfect. So, now, best way to do this is if we create a new, what we're going to do is make it bigger and smaller now. So, a private var, we'll call this char size equals 2. So if we look at our size, our character, let's just duplicate one so we've got one to mess around with. We'll duplicate the female one. So, our default size is 2. If we wanted a small person, we could just put 111. So we've got a little small person now, we'll be able to run around as him. But if we change it to 333, we've got an extra big person. Well, when I say extra big, I mean hugely big. We've got a giant, which is cool. We can be a giant now. So we could play with that. So we need bounds for it. So say 1's the smallest, 3's the biggest, and we just increase it by 0.2 each time. That should do it. So 2.0, make this a float which equals 2.0, because if it's an integer we can't increase it by 0.2. So let's test it. If char size is more than, if it's less than 3, if char size is less than 3.3, 3.0. So it'll probably be less than 3.0 because, well, it's 2 at the moment, so I'll be able to increase it. So game object dot find character, because we renamed it, didn't we? So we could easily access it. Dot transform dot local scale. This is how you change the scale. And then what we put is plus equals, and then you need a vector 3, and then you put what you want. So 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. So that should increase the x, y, and z to 0.2 each time. So we'll try that just on the bigger scale. So let's see. Next, larger, 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 larger. That's perfect. Can we keep going? Yes, so we've got no bounds at the moment. So what we're going to do is just print it to see what happens. So print char size. So let's see why we can keep going and why it doesn't end. So just click, will be a mail this time. So as you can see, it does transport the mail. That's our test dummy, so don't worry about that one. So we'll go larger, 2. It's just, oh, we're not increasing it, that's why. We have to increase char size as well. Dope. Plus equals 0.2. So, yeah, so let's see. It expects a semicolon. I am forgetting my semicolons quite a bit lately. Not good. So, for now, we'll just hide the demo one what we had, which is that one. So we don't need this one on, so we can just hide that. Play. Will be a male, drag him across. Larger, 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 larger. There we go, so we can't go any larger now. Now we just do it for smaller, so we can make him smaller. So, copy this, get rid of the print, we don't need the print statement. Copy this exact if statement and paste it in here. If char size is more than 3, 1, so it's more than 1.0, we can minus it by 0.2 each time. So the reason we're doing it by 0.2 is to give you more variety, because most RPG games it's like, do you want to be a small, medium or large? You don't get choice, but whereas ours, you get, well, you get big, slightly bigger, slightly bigger, slightly bigger, slightly bigger, or you can go even smaller. See, we give our characters choice. We're going to be good game designers if we give them more choice. So as you can see, we need to make him stand above, because it works, but we need to make him stand above it or pull the camera out a little bit. So what we're going to do is, every time we do this, what's the best way to do it? So let's just get our gender female back, and we'll change 222, and we'll have a look. So we'll put it here. So we'll pretend that's she's hitting the floor at the moment. Fair play. So we change this to 0.4. So they're already through the floor. So what we need to do is just have a look at what it looks like as a 3. We pretty much just need to bounce them up to there each time. So each time we just bounce them up to 8 and they'll drop down. That seems simple enough. We can do that. So if we duplicate this, GameObject.find character.transform.position.y equals 8. And simply because we'll bounce it up, it'll just bounce back down. Simple. So let's try it again. Let's be female. Next. Larger, 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 larger. There we go. So largest character. Let's make him smaller. Boom. So now we can be an absolute midget if we wanted to be. And I don't like how that's wobbling. Let's make him a cube. So while we're here, we'll just select both box colliders for male and female, and we'll just increase the size of it so it doesn't wobble as much, because that's why it was wobbling backwards and forwards. Then 3. Probably not 3 because it intersects with wall. Probably 2. We'll see what it looks like at 2, because then it won't move. That's what happens if we set it to 2. So what we can do is just 1.5. Just anything that's a little bit bigger so it won't bounce about. That'll do. So click next. Larger, 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 larger. Smaller, 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 smaller. There you go. So he fell down. Great. So let's just change it back to the way it was, because at least it didn't fall down that time. That's it. That'll do. Try again, because it's a glitch we need to fix. If he falls down, the character can't see him. Larger, 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 larger. Small, 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 small. There we go. So we've got a big character and a small character. We can change the size. So let's just put our female back on, so we can have a look. So what can we see? 2. So what about if we wanted to increase their weight? Well, if we just like get the scale tool, that's not the scale tool, and drag them sideways and forward, we can have a small little fat man, like so. So what we need to do for that is change X and Z. So if we change this to say 3 and 3, and change this to 1, we'll have a small fat little dwarf, which looks really, really weird, but hey, it will work. And change this to 1, 3 and 1, we have a really skinny long man, looks a bit like Slender. And what else have we got? Well, we could have 2, 2, 2, which looks normal. So we changed the height, which is changing all 3 of them, but now I need to change the X and Z, which is the size. Yeah. So go to our size select, and we'll duplicate. We'll just pretty much note this bit out. So height, that'll do. And then what we're going to do is close all these, because we don't need to see these. And we'll select from here all the way down to the beginning of this bracket. Open this one back up and click paste. So now we've got height twice. So weight, that'll do. So select your weight. Larger or small? Well, it's not larger, is it? Thinner. The opposite to thinner is fatter. I'm just thinking of the best word to put it so people don't get offended. I think we'll just keep it a larger and smaller. It makes a lot more sense than to get like shouted at in the comments. So trying to think of the best way to do this. So the x-axis, we'll keep that. We'll put all the options down one side and then the next button on the other side. That seems easiest. So we need to move the x-axis, well, the y-axis up. So let's see, best way to do it. Height minus 2 equals minus 20. So if we minus it by 100, then minus it by 70, and then this one minus it by 30. So let's see what that looks like. So now we should have 2 available options. Ooh, that's so close. So close. So let's change the label on this one. Let's plus it by 20. See if we can get it working perfect, looking perfect, that'll be awesome. Next. Ooh, plus it by 10, then that would have done it. So that one works. So we know that works. So let's change from char size to char weight. That'll do. So it still equals 2 at the moment because, well, it equals 2. We know it does. So let's see in here. We copy char weight, and everywhere in here where it says char size, we'll change it. And instead of, we don't need to change the Y position no more. And all we need to do is set the middle one to 0. That's it. So now it should change it. So the height one changes what the character weighs and looks like, but then it should do it like that automatically. I think that's right. Not 100% sure. We'll have a look. So let's see. There we go, that works perfect. I'm actually surprised how well that works. There we go, that works perfectly. Shockingly. Got a small little dwarf. Or we've got a thin little dwarf, what you can't see. Well, that's a small glitch, we can't see him. So what we have to do just to test it is print his weight out. So print game object. Actually, we'll just print char weight, because that character completely disappeared then, which is not what we want. So next, wait, there we go. It's all a part of testing, this is, so we've got to do it. So number 2 is printing his weight. In here we'll type weight larger, 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 3. Is he still there? I have no idea. Let's pause it and have a look. No, it can't be. He's gone into minus for some reason. Where's he gone? Ooh, something went horribly wrong with that. So instead of making it 1 for the weight, because I think we'll just keep it like that for now. We'll have to fix that one day, but I don't know why that's doing that. Like, next. Let's see. So smaller, 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 smaller. So if we click next, it just disappears. Well, we're going to have to increase the weight a little bit then. So if it's more than 1.4, yeah, we're going to have to increase it. So we'll try that again. If it doesn't work this time, then we've got a glitch, but yeah. So you can't have exactly even weight, but that's it. At least we can actually see him now. And we'll try it. There, so we can actually see him now, which is for the good. So yeah. So in our player attributes, we'll declare 2 new strings, height and weight. That's it. However, the height will be an integer, and we'll have to set that ourselves. So we'll just set it to 2 at the moment, because that's default. And for the weight, we'll set to 2 as well. So in gender select, where we've pasted the attributes, in fact size select, actually yeah, where it says next, where's our next button here, we'll copy pretty much all of that and paste it in here. So you can close this one down. So we've got a button next, it should be aligned perfectly. So we don't need these ones here. And size select equals enabled. So we can disable this size select and we can enable the next one. So we're just planning for the future. So we don't know what that'll be yet. Well, we moved 30 last time, so I'm guessing it's going to be 10 now. I'm not sure. And we'll move the character to that position as well. There we go. But we need to save our states. So player underscore attributes. I've spelled that wrong again. Where is it? Find it there. Player attributes dot player height equals. I think this will work. Local. In fact, what we can do is just set it to char size, and then same again for weight. Char weight. Char weight. So that should save our attributes now, hopefully. You cannot convert it into string. What's a string? 4, line 4, player attributes. Boom. Oh, that's an int, that's why. There we go. Try again. In fact, I've just found a glitch. When it needs to be floats, otherwise the character won't be able to be 0.2 or something. Well, 1.2, but yeah. So next, I want it to be a skinny, large dude. Next, boom. There we go. So next stage, we're already there. Sorry this tutorial took longer than most. We did do more in this tutorial. Thank you for watching. You make me really happy to do this. Any glitches, tell me, and I'll help you. And see you next time.